All right, so we're going to continue speaking on the reuse side of things. So Freya Reed is the manager of the Last Chance Mercantile, a reuse store with 8,000 square feet, warehouse, and 2-acre salvage yard located on the campus, located on the campus of Monterey County Regen Waste Management Facility. A designer by training and an entrepreneur by inclination, Freya oversaw the Last Chance Mercantile's relaunch in 2022 following COVID. She manages a team of 14, including 2 veterans. Profits from the Last Chance Mercantile support Veterans Transition Center of California, a nonprofit supporting homeless and previously incarcerated veterans. Come on up. So the blue advances the slides.
The blue.
The blue one. All right. Okay, thank you.
It's really different up here. Hi, everybody. I'm so honored to be here. It's amazing what an incredible group of human beings coming together. Pretty cool. My first visit, so I'm starstruck. Right on. So thank you so much for having me, and to Leslie O'Malley, City of Santa Cruz, for the nomination. Super stoked to be here, and just ran into Max, formerly of Urban Ore, who's been a mentor for me. So that's great to see too. Pay it forward. All right, my name is Freya Reed. I'm the manager of Last Chance Mercantile in Marina, California, located on the Regen Monterey landfill campus. I began my role in June 2021 after the store and salvage yard had been closed during the pandemic. I hope to give insight into my experience rebooting or re-engineering Last Chance, a 30-year-old community resource, and how we have refocused this institution to have a broader mission, now sustained by an underlying profitability. Our mission statement is People, Planet. In this brief talk, I'll speak to how we're trying to meet the needs of both. Advancement. Agenda. This morning, I'm going to cover Last Chance history, business structure, including the team structure, waste diversion, sales and profitability, and some key learning areas for me to date. I hope this brief high-level overview will foster conversations and ideas about how to do this at your facility or in your community. I look forward to having those conversations with you today or in the future. All right, intro. Last Chance has been a model for other agencies for decades, but it has not been without its challenges, specifically profitability. For years, it was at or near break even, but more recently, it was losing money, revenues were flat, and costs kept going up. The mandated closure in the pandemic gave Regen an opportunity to re-examine Last Chance and think about a new way to run the business, offer that business to a nonprofit. The Veterans Transition Center of California, or VTC, is a nonprofit that serves homeless and previously incarcerated veterans. Its programs include housing, food pantry, case management, counseling, benefits assistance, and employment assistance. Finally, a brief comment on me, introduction of me. How did I get here? I had my early career on Wall Street as an equities analyst. Super wonky, super into it. It was great. Then I had kiddos and had the epiphany, shifted, moved to beautiful Berkeley, California with my family. Went back to school for textile design and became a product developer for Pottery Barn Kids and Teen. Moved back to my hometown of Carmel, California, and opened a consignment store, which I ran for 3 years until kind of my entire life blew up in the pandemic. All of us have had our experiences, and changes came to all of us, I'm sure, in that time. So I was given the opportunity to run Last Chance, and I was thrilled by the prospect. History. Last Chance story began with the landfill team pulling items, having quarterly and then monthly sales. They pulled items by hand, put them out on a parking lot, and sold them. In 1991, Last Chance gets its first house on the Regen campus, an old shed. And I wish I had that cool sign up there still. 1996, Regen opens its MRF facility, moves Last Chance to its current building. In 2020, leading up to closure, LCM is losing about $500,000 a year and is viewed as not sustainable under its structure. 2021, VTC wins the RFQ to take over management of Last Chance and inherits an incredible community resource, 5,000 Facebook followers, a known name in the community, a beloved institution, and also a very large nut to crack for me. LCM's new mission we adopted in the first 2 weeks was People Planet. We left off that last word. Purpose, waste diversion, education, low-cost shopping, jobs and revenues for veterans and veterans programs. Right on. All right, I love a before and after. I lived through the eyeballs to a large degree, also the heart. Before and after, so when Regen closed, they had continued to accept donations for about a year. So you cannot imagine how full that warehouse was of stuff. Pretty intense, pretty overwhelming. Blessing and a curse for the relaunch. So we had a lot of things, but it was a huge undertaking. For me and my assistant manager, we had 6 weeks to open the store from the date of our hire. Pretty intense. So clearing and organizing the entire warehouse, yard, hiring and training staff, bam, get her open. Get going. The before picture, with the help of 50 Marine volunteers, we cleared and organized the entire warehouse in 1 day. They took it all outside and organized it. It was incredible. Those guys were amazing. My assistant manager was a former Marine and a total badass. I love her. So cleared it for painting and reorganizing, and then here's our after. This kind of is where we are right now. It's what I describe to my people as we want to reuse IKEA. We want an easy to shop, really well organized, systematic, kind of cool looking place for people to shop. We need to draw the customers in. This is an overview of our site. I'm incredibly proud of the team we've built. A number of team members have a background in reuse and retail, which is essential for the success of this type of business, in my opinion, at least in the beginning. Inventory sources that we have, we get donations at our receiving gate. As a nonprofit, those are tax deductible for the donors. We get items pulled from the tip floor. At the MRF. VTC, the nonprofit, also brings donations in the truck, and then we are developing relationships in the community. Organizations such as Blue Strike Environmental, Waste Management has been awesome, schools and local organizations. In January 2024, so just this past Jan, we relaunched our Veterans Jobs Training Program. We currently have 2 vets on staff. Pretty stoked about that. Amazing people. Okay, roles. Just again, trying to give you all a brief overview of how we're doing, what we're doing. So we structured the organization, myself as manager, 3 team leaders, 1 for the yard team, 1 for the warehouse team, and 1 is receiving and pricing specialist. We have an external bookkeeper. We have our own board under the 3 team leaders, 9 associates. We expanded in 2023 to 17 full-time workers. But as the business has become more established and the team more skilled, we've been able to drop down to 12.5 FTE currently. We pay our associates a starting wage of $19 an hour and offer full benefits and 401k matching. That's where we're at. Current employee costs are at 75% of gross income versus a previous high in 2023 of 89. That was a little intense. The sweet spot for staffing has been the key to profitability for us. This July, we hope to launch an employee profit sharing program, which has tentative approval from our board. I'm really excited about that. It's like the right thing to do. All right, quarterly performance. Just a snapshot. So here is waste diversion and retail sales. They track each other. We sell more, we divert more. Yay, right? That's the goal. So these tables are through Q4 of 2023. The waste diversion tracking is built off of data generated by our current inventory structure. We have 22 categories. We categorize everything in the world in 22 categories. It's incredible. We have 14 warehouse and 8 yard, and then 76 subcategories. If anyone wants to geek out with me on that stuff, I love it. I love to talk about it. Waste diversion, Q423, the greatest amount we've done yet, 100 tons. 33 tons a month, all of it by hand. That's a lot of, yeah. Sales, so all quarters show improving year over year, except for Q1 2023, there was a little bit of rain. It was a bummer. We blew out like 14 tents that we had. It was pretty intense. But here we are bouncing back and we're improving every quarter still and super stoked about it. All right, lessons learned. I totally am not seeing where the clock is at all. I'm hoping. How am I doing? Okay, lessons learned. The team, build a team with retail and reuse experience. Those people are invaluable to making it happen, to making it work. Inventory, find the balance between complexity and simplicity that can be used to categorize weights. I got too geeked out. I got too complex in the beginning. My assistant manager had to rein me back in. We had to simplify. Pricing, create a simple formula for guideline for the team. We do basically 25% of retail. That's our go-to. For collectibles, antiques, et cetera, we're at 50% of eBay, price plus shipping. Sold items, that's kind of where we're at. Customer experience, our location, it's far away. We're at the landfill. You gotta drive to come see us. So we need to have competitive pricing, clean, well-organized store, good interactions, and a mission-focused team. That's what we're trying to do every day. Technology, we host our inventory system and our POS on Square. Love it. What can I say? It's great. It works. Mission, build your core foundation first. I had to go back to the drawing board, to my board, and say, I need to get this business on its footing. I need to get it profitable before I can undertake the greater mission of helping veterans. We were able to do that, now successful, have relaunched that program in January and super stoked about it.
Is your contact information on your last slide?
I don't think so.
Okay. There it is. There we go. That's what we need. Yes. Okay. You got through it. I'm going to go buy her a shot here in a bit. All right. Who's got questions? Because I have a first question. So where do you get it? Do you get it off the tipping floor? Do you get it? Are people bringing stuff to you? Stuff?
I would say probably 10% from the tipping floor and the rest is donations.
And so that's, I come to you and say,
yeah.
Or do you come to my house?
So we don't do a pickup and delivery because hard. If you come by our gate, you save at the scales. That's the deal, right? Okay. So there's some motivation. Would I like there to be more motivation? Like you get 10%, something, but that's the motivation for people to come donate. And like a tax write-off.
Oh yeah, a sticker would be good.
A sticker.
Okay. Questions? Okay, she's got one right there,
Hi.
and then we have Steve.
I was wondering, how long do you hold items? Like say there's a dresser that people haven't really touched in how long? At what point do you let it go?
So items that we have accepted have a price tag on and are trying to sell and divert, right? So depends what it is. More valuable things we hold for longer. Less valuable we hold for less long, shorter.
You've got this English thing on lock.
Wow. So what we have done now, what we're trying to do is before it goes back to the landfill, we put it out front, or if we have a lot of things, we put it out for free to just try to give it to somebody. Please take this. That's what we do. So time really dependent on the item. More expensive item, 3 months. Less expensive item, clothing is probably every 4 weeks.
All right, we've got a question here.
My question is, you mentioned in your profits year by year, you were having a gradual increase and even throughout every 3 months or so. Can you kind of explain what was the main contributing factor to your success?
We have no idea. So we're trying to do a great job every day. We're getting better and better at what we do. As I said, kind of live through the eyeballs and the heart, right? So I'm about the visual. We have a beautiful place. My team co-worker, Jill, is here somewhere, amazing, is a merchandiser and does beautiful work. So we try to make it really compelling. Totally lost the thread of the question.
No, affirmations. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and better. It's
Yeah,
affirmations. It's the
affirmations.
1970s are calling back. Okay, we've got one question from Steve.
My question is, you said you talked to Max, who was an officer at Urbanor. Any comments about operating on a public land or connected to a public entity versus private in this business?
As in, what would I recommend, yeah, so Max was amazing. He came and consulted with us early days to help us out. Their Urbanor's mission is to educate and pay it forward, so that was really incredible and super helpful. My favorite quote from Max was, "It's not just good, it's a lasagna of good," because what we're doing, there's a lot of great stuff there. If I were to do it again, I think I would prefer to partner. It's complicated, right? So what I do is I have two organizations that I'm working for, a nonprofit and a municipal agency. So that is a complicated structure, but it also gives amazing resources to us. So tough call.
Nicely done. Thank
Yay.
you. Glad you were here. Thank you. I want that.